Your top stories this evening sponsored by Courts Guyana Incorporated, bringing value home. DEA office for full opening next January. Guyana and the United States sign CBSI agreement.
I want my house. No, 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 no. I want it. No, I want it. No.
Woman being cheated out of her home. Housing Ministry refuses to help, says the distraught woman. Investigate CID Ifleri. They must know who killed Courtney Crummy Wing. Grey Boy speaks. Father questions son's death. Dissatisfied with police action. And government appeals to sugar workers. Keep factories grinding or face possible closure. HGP Nightly News begins now. Good evening. I'm Travis Chase with the Friday, November 6 edition of the HGP Nightly News. Here's the latest at this hour. Information gathering and sharing between the United States of America and Guyana will increase as efforts to fight the narcotics trade progress. The U.S. has also reaffirmed its commitment to Guyana in the fight against narcotics trafficking by signing an agreement worth millions of Guyana dollars. More from Handel Duncan.
When the U.S. Drug Enforcement Agency DEA's office is fully established in Guyana by January of 2016, the country is set to benefit from an advisory and a technical standpoint. The agency will not be making arrests and taking persons into custody. Rather, it will be deeply involved in information gathering and sharing.
They will be consulting with the different entities in Guyana, and they do have certain information that they get from cases in the United States and other systems that they'll be able to share with Guyana to help them better direct their investigations, and hopefully in the end that will lead to less narcotics activities on the streets of Guyana, which narcotics activities also foment lots of other crimes. So if we can cut down on narco trafficking, we will cut down on crime.
U.S. Ambassador to Guyana Perry Holloway. The DEA office is based in the Embassy of the United States in Georgetown, and according to Ambassador Holloway, work is already ongoing with short-term visits by personnel. However, its full establishment will see residence-based staff.
In other words, there will be personnel coming in that will be living in Guyana like I'm here for 2 or 3 years, and that will provide a little more continuity. And obviously narcotics cases are very complicated. They often involve money laundering and other associated crimes, and those are crimes that you need many, many months, if not years, to really be able to advance very carefully. So that's going to improve our ability to help the government of Guyana investigate such crimes.
There is no time frame as to how long the agency will have a presence in Guyana. The U.S. ambassador also notes that the DEA's office is in Guyana at the request of the previous administration and has been accepted by the present administration.
And the United States sees the region, this is everyone's neighborhood. And just like in a neighborhood, if you live in a neighborhood and you've got maybe some houses in your neighborhood that are having problems or not maintaining as well, what does that do to the value of your house and the security of your house? It decreases. So our concept of is we all amongst ourselves help each other, help our neighbors, then we're going to have a better neighborhood, and we will be more secure and prosperous in the United States. Guyana will be more secure and prosperous. And in fact, it's a two-way street. The government of Guyana, a lot of the police entities regularly provide information that we use in the United States to arrest criminals in the United States.
The U.S. ambassador was at the time speaking at the signing ceremony of the Caribbean Basin Security Initiative, CBSI, with Guyana's Foreign Affairs Minister, Carl Greenidge. It was at the signing ceremony where the United States government committed an additional $350,000 in funding for Guyana under the CBSI to assist the country in its law enforcement reform efforts. The funding will play a critical role in training and equipping Guyana's law enforcement agencies to enable them to expand their efforts to combat narcotics trafficking. A previous component of the program has already facilitated counter-narcotics strategies training courses for the Serious Organized Crime Unit SOCU, among others. Handel Duncan, HGP Nightly News.
Thank you, Handel. The government acknowledges a slowdown in the economy and says it is moving to have that corrected. It was also announced that Budget 2016 is likely to be completed earlier than usual. More from Kingsley Bryan.
President Granger had attributed the sluggish nature of the economy to Ghana's dependency on what he termed the sisters, that is, rice, sugar, bauxite, and the other traditional contributors to the national purse. This is because the ebb and flow of these sectors are felt nationally, and Governance Minister Raphael Trotman is not refuting this.
I don't believe that it's a mystery or a lie when we say that the economy is a bit sluggish. I've been interfacing with colleagues from throughout the Caribbean. Ghana is, of course, a little differently affected because of its high dependency on commodities.
This would see the government engaging foreign partners in a bid to get assistance and support in these areas. Trotman stated that government has not turned a blind eye to the situation and that proactive measures are being taken to address them.
Efforts are afoot. You would note that government is taking a very proactive stance in injecting much needed financing into our economy and trying to stimulate through infrastructural works. So yes, we acknowledge and positive steps are being taken.
Concerns about the state of the economy surged after the new administration took office. These were mounted in specific quarters after the perceived failure by government to engage relevant stakeholders in some aspects of decision making. Minister Trotman relayed that government has every intention of normalizing those strained relations, specifically with the trade unions.
Government is committed to bringing those relations back on an even keel. The budget that we had in August was a kind of a temporary measure, of course, just to take us through the final 4, 5 months of the year.
The governance minister advised that the administration is seeking to bring redress to all these issues with the presentation of an early budget.
Minister of Finance intends and expects to have the 2016 budget ready for January of 2016 itself. And therefore, we hope that by then we can start to put those concerns to rest.
Several calls were recently issued for the government to do more to add luster to the slowing economy, which the government maintains was an inheritance from the past regime. For HGP Nightly News, Kingsley Bryan.
Thank you, Kingsley. HGP Nightly News continues after the break.
Make your wishes come through this Christmas. At Lucky Dollar, you can't go wrong.
Next to life itself, our most precious gift is sight. That is why at Optique Vision Care, we're offering a free frame to every senior citizen. Come and experience a comprehensive eye exam and visual field assessment for glaucoma. Visit us on the East Bank of Demerara on Grove Public Road. Our doors are open Monday through Saturdays. Or visit our location at Helena No. 1 Mahaika every Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday. Call us on 266-0126 or 600-6167. Promotion ends soon.
I don't like this ice cream.
Me either.
It's so blah.
Why don't you try a slurp?
A what?
A slurp. What's slurp? It's ice cream with a slurp. A silky smooth vanilla and syrup that makes you twirl up.
It's tastier than anything that I could ever dream.
And it's probably the best thing since they thought of icing cream.
With a dabble of pomegranates and a swish of pumpkin spice, the sweetest of pineapples and blueberries that you like.
Nice.
Slurp, a fruity syrup that makes you twirl up. Available in pineapple, pumpkin spice, blueberry, and pomegranate. Manufactured by Starling Products Limited and available countrywide.
You've heard the name before. Now hear it better. S&S Supermarket, located at 16 Public Road, Lusignan at Richardstown on the east coast of Demerara. They provide wholesale and retail services and stay right there for everything else. Your groceries, confectionaries, beverages, over-the-counter drugs, cosmetics, and much more. It's easy to access and easy to shop. You'll love the unbeatable prices at S&S Supermarket, 16 Public Road, Lusignan, Richardstown on the East Coast. Call them at telephone 220-1675 or the Mahika location at 228-5401.
Did you know that children who read do better in school? Did you know that people who read get better jobs? Did you know that people who read are never bored and have lots of fun? Did you know that people who read are better informed? Start reading today. Find all the books you need at Austin's Book Services, 190 Church Street. Austin's Book Services, expanding the frontiers of education.
Welcome to Rockers Woodworking. We specialize in well-crafted doors, in all varieties such as hardwood doors, purple heart panel doors, locust doors, and all kinds of quality kitchen units to suit your home. And to give you that unique look on all kitchen units, we have provided 6 months warranty and free delivery. So check us out on our Facebook page, Rockers Woodworking. We are located at Lot 16 Lombard Street, Work in Rust, Georgetown. Contact us on 644-5489-695-0987. We custom built to your specifications.
All women are so powerful and so incredible and so unique. I find that when I see women that are just comfortable in their skin, whoever that is, however that is, in whatever way that manifests itself, it's beautiful.
There's only 28,000 days.
I'm Alicia Keys, and this is how I'm living in Levi's.
John Lewis Styles, simply different.
Fishermen, increase your catch with fishing accessories from Gaffur's Fishing Department. Get heavy-duty rods and tackles with hooks, styrofoam boxes, fish coolers, polyethylene nets, nylon nets, cast nets, polyethylene ropes, sheet lead, cork and cotton, life jackets and rings, and rain suits. Get the best fishing gear from Gaffur's, then go to sea. Remember, for superior customer service, superior quality, and competitive prices, it's Gaffur's, the name you can trust.
Adequate shelter is a basic right for all human beings. In some cases, people may have land, but cannot afford to build a home. Through partnership,
Edward B. Harry and Company Limited and Habitat for Humanity Guyana
are working together to build homes for those who cannot afford to do so on their own. With every purchase of any B. Harry brand of products such as Chico, Champion, and Indie, a portion of money will go towards building a Habitat home. Buy, eat, or chew any products made by Edward B. Harry and Company and help us keep families together. Edward B. Harry, always a winner, providing shelter for all. What will you build, Guyana?
Complete control of power is in your hands with the ultimate U.S. brand Generac generators from Sylvie's Variety Store. Get the supply and reliability you need every time. From 1,800 to 8,000 watts of power for residential and commercial use. Recoil and electric start with gasoline engines. Generac generators from the authorized dealers Sylvie's Variety Store.
Here comes a very special time of the year. You're dreaming of the colors that will be everywhere. Harris is your first choice. Color your Christmas.
Make Harris Paints your first choice this Christmas for a whole lot less. There's 10% off all Ultima Plus paints and the grand prize is to be won. Spend just $10,000 in Harris Paints for an entry form. Fill it out and drop it in the boxes provided for your chance to win. So dream in color this Christmas with Harris Paints, the Caribbean champions of color.
First choice. Color your Christmas.
Thanks for staying tuned to the HGP Nightly News. We will now take another listen to that recording which surfaced, in which murder-accused Reagan Rodriguez, called the Grey Boy, talks about the murder of activist Courtney Crummy Wing. In the recording, he speaks about the alleged corrupt behavior of some officers at CID Ivlery. Activist Courtney Crummy Wing was shot dead at least 5 times on March 10, while in 3rd Avenue Diamond. It took months before police could have presented a possible lead on the execution-style killing. They subsequently arrested and charged Reagan Rodriguez for the murder of Crummy Wing. On Thursday, A recording surfaced in which Greyboy could be heard saying that it was the police who planted the gun in his home to frame him for the murder of Courtney Crummy Wing. In that recording, he could be heard telling his friends where he was the night the activist was gunned down.
I could recall the day, the 10th of March. I know I was with my son. My son was the 10th of March. You understand me? He's 15 now. And I was with him enjoying myself. From there I leave and I go home. You understand me? Nobody never questioned me. Nobody never asked me nothing.
Exactly 10 minutes into the recording, Greyboy alleged that he was locked up for weeks and police did not disclose the reason for his detention, not until they allegedly found a gun in his home.
I get locked up March month. I get locked up April month. I get locked up May month. Nobody never questioned me about nothing. My premises were searched all those times. They never found nothing. You understand me? Just a sudden now, when I was not home, I'm at my house, search with a fine, I don't know, with a fine with a KW, but always when I come home, I see my things are missing. I go to the station, I told myself to the station another day for ask why my things was taken out of my premises. The call was a gun being in the house. I said a gun being in my house and me being home. They say I'll have to put it there.
He said his friends at CID Eve Leary need to be investigated if the murder of Courtney Crummy Wing is going to be solved.
This country don't have no justice. And if certain police don't, if certain people don't come and investigate Eve Leary station, poor people will always be suffering in this prison, my brother. Poor people will always be made scapegoat.
He could be heard on the recording saying that he knows of a few corrupt practices where officers allegedly take money to jail innocent people.
Because the police them out there taking money and putting people in jail just to solve crime out there. They don't have no idea who is doing things, they don't have nothing. I would know them to get the money, they could take the money and put people in prison, uncle. Season the right cause more than all of them. East one all of them. You understand? Them is the people that why sort of them know that no kill the man. You understand me? Because all of them is PPP, all of them is one colleague.
Greyboy could also be heard saying that after he told the top brass of the police force who might have been involved in the gunning down of the activist, they charged him for the murder instead.
And when I started to talk, I'm telling them who I suspect, everything come back to me. Everything lash back to me. Why I feel to put a gun there? If them had the gun who kill the man, why I feel to put it there? I know though. I know the police them who kill the man. Yeah, every time I go to court, all the police always come and tell me, Greyboy, they frame you up by. They frame you up big time by. They take money for frame you up by.
Greyboy's lawyer has argued that the police have no evidence against his client. A distressing tale of a woman who, at the point of moving into her new home, was greeted by another person who also claimed to be the owner. The single mother is pleading for intervention by the relevant authorities who are seemingly dragging their feet on the issue. She told her worries to Kingsley Brown.
The Turnkey Home was an initiative of the Ministry of Housing that provided applicants with the opportunity to own a ready-made home. One recipient of this package is overwhelmed by grief because even though the process is complete, she's being prevented from occupying her home. You applied for the house lot since 2009.
2000.
And they began construction in 2012.
Yes.
You received your keys on the 13th of October.
Yes.
What happened then?
After I received my key, I went to the house the 14th to go and open up my house, to open the doors of my house. When I made there, I see the house grill, inside, outside. I can't get into the house. I went back to house aid. I make a report.
52-year-old Sheila Davis explaining her plight. She said a report to the Housing Ministry resulted in her being forwarded to the Enforcement Department, which is headed by one identified as Mr. Kit. Davis said members of the unit accompanied her to the home, but the occupants were not there. A report was later filed at the Rijnveld police station, and Davis was informed of the police's willingness to help. She said she returned to the Housing Ministry since she was advised that the police will need to be accompanied by someone from the ministry's enforcement unit. What happened then has left the woman suspecting something untoward.
And I start screaming out. The minister was coming out because Mr. Kit barring me from seeing the minister. I said, no, minister, I want to see you now. No, I want to see you. And Mr. Minister turned back. And Mr. Kit actually I relate my story to the minister. And Mr. Kit actually telling the minister that no, there's a private matter. Woman, you got money for liar? I said, no, I don't have no money for liar. Well, go to legal aid for help because we can help you.
The woman said she continued pleading with the minister, who also advised legal steps. This saw her taking the matter into her own hands and employing some investigative skills.
I left and I go to the house in Providence to see who living in my house. I meet with Sean Harrison and Fiona Williams. They came there at 7 o'clock the night. I go to them, I say, hello, good night. I am the owner for this property. How did y'all get this place? He said that he asked a friend named Mr. Kit, said that they got a house there, you could go in it, and he go in me house Saturday.
The perplexed single mother said she currently pays rent and has already begun her mortgage payments. All the documents seen here support the woman's claim.
House Saturday.
Excuse me, would you be able to say if it's the same Mr. Kit working at the Ministry of Housing?
I don't know if it's the same minister, if it's the same Mr. Kit. But they say he said Mr. Kit said his friend is his friend.
The occupants were unable to provide any documentation supporting their claim. She said the parties she encountered at her home were annoyed at her inquiries and said that they have invested a lot of money on the deal already.
And did they at any point in time say whether or not they're willing to move?
No, he's just talking about money, the money that he spent.
So what decision was made so far?
He didn't make no decision. He did not make any decision. All he talking about the money that he spent.
Davis said Mr. Kit maintains that after they have placed the keys in the hands of the owners, such issues are no longer in their hands. She's pleading for the matter to be investigated so she could have her home.
I want my house. No. I want it now. I want it now. I want to move out. No. I want my house. It's $35,000 a month my pay. It's hard on me alone. I run hard. I never sleep at that house in 11 o'clock and 12 o'clock in the morning.
Repeated calls to Mr. Kit to the ministry went unanswered, and Minister Kit Scott was otherwise engaged. For HGP Nightly News, Kingsley Byrne.
A father of two is questioning the circumstances under which his only son died after he reportedly fell from the tray of a motor vehicle. Handel Duncan is on this story.
Sometime during the evening of October 24, Sash Rajnarayan was returning from Berbice in the tray of a Tundra owned by his employer. Sitting on a cooler in the tray of the vehicle, the 28-year-old reportedly fell out of the vehicle somewhere in the vicinity of a barri. The young man was rushed to the Maikoni Cottage Hospital before being transferred to the Georgetown Public Hospital Corporation. Sash's father, Kumar Rajnarayan, recalled his observations, seeing his son for the first time after the accident at the GPHC.
His whole face was totally damaged, right? He had a big lash, like something like across his forehead, because there was a long streak of blood line this way. It was about quarter-inch width, right?
The 28-year-old spent about 1 week in the ICU of the GPHC before he died. A post-mortem examination revealed that he died as a result of blunt trauma to the head and hemorrhaging. His father feels something is not adding up. He feels there was foul play. You understand, if he is a nice person, a good person as you're saying, why wouldn't his employer want to kill him? Have you asked yourself that?
Well, if me tell you something, some little information that I gather from around, this woman doing sacrifice to get rich, right? She's doing sacrifice to get rich. 4 people already died, right? And my son now is in the same position as the rest.
The dead man's father told also of another observation he made before his son died.
We don't know who she was. I don't know anything about her. My wife knows nothing about her, right? She come and she stand up and looking at us, and then suddenly asks, you see parents? Yes, we said yes, right? He said, okay, she going for a TC scan, right? I said, okay, right? I don't know what happened to my son. Up to that moment, I don't know what happened to my son. My wife tried to enter the emergency unit, and they said that you cannot enter. You got to wait until they register this person that come to the hospital.
Kumar further explained that a few days after the accident, he sought to investigate whether the matter was reported to the police and discovered that it wasn't. He added that it was, at that point, a report was made by him and subsequently his son's employer. Traffic Chief Dion Moore deems the incident an unfortunate one and confirms that both parties did not report the matter immediately. He said the female driver of the Tundra was arrested and later released on $100,000 bail. He further explained that the report was put together and sent to the Director of Public Prosecution for advice. Having been briefed on the accident, the traffic chief differed on the notion that the accident was foul play. Handel Duncan H, GP Nightly News.
Thank you there, Handel. The Guyana Police Force and the Cops and Faith Community Network on Thursday launched a foundation that aims to benefit the families of ranks who died in the line of duty. Hear more from Royden James.
An organization has been officially launched to provide assistance to relatives of police officers who were killed in the line of duty. It is called the Guyana Police Force Fallen Heroes Foundation, Inc. The foundation, which already garnered more than $3 million in donation, was launched on Thursday in the presence of top brass of the force, Minister Walter Lawrence, Public Security Minister Kemraj Ramjatan, and the foundation's president, Pastor Raphael Messiah.
That this will be a very long relationship between or among the Guyana Police Force, the foundation, and members of the Guyanese community.
Public Security Minister Kemraj Ramjatan welcomed and lauded the initiative.
And since I have become the Minister of Public Security, I have noticed that lots more initiatives are emerging that are going to enhance the dignity of life for the ranks and officers themselves, and also the families, and inclusive of spouse and children of those officers and other ranks.
Several private entities, including the Roraima Group of Companies and Industrial Safety Supplies, donated to the cause. The aim of the foundation is to make life easier for families of cops who died in the line of duty. Royden James, HGP Nightly News.
Thank you, Royden. Stay with us. More news ahead.
Enter the Tony's Auto Spares Deals on Wheels Reloaded promotion, and you can be the lucky winner of a Mazda RX-8, drawing December 18th, 2015. Every $5,000 spent gets you a coupon. Fill it up, drop it in the box, and you can be a winner. Consolation prizes include hampers, netbooks, selfie sticks, mag rims, and Amazon Kindles. Visit our branches at 72 Light Street, Albertown, telephone 227-8574, or our East Coast branch, telephone 220-3286. Tony's Auto Spares, making it affordable for you.
The Family Pharmacy of One Laban Intention Housing Scheme, East Coast Demerara, carries a wide range of over-the-counter medication, prescription medication, injectables, medical devices, a variety of eye drops, baby care products, cosmetics, and healthy foods. At the Family Pharmacy, a qualified pharmacist is at your service each and every day. Health products are available in wholesale and retail quantities. Come in to the Family Pharmacy, where the best prices are guaranteed all year round.
Junior's Jewelry Gallery and Pawn Shop, now located at 64 Robb Street next to Scotiabank. We take pride in giving you the best in gold, diamond, and silver jewelry, colognes, gift sets for ladies and gents, brand name watches, and the sunglasses. And just remember, when you need fast cash, our pawn shop will give you the best rates, lowest interest rates, and flexible payment terms. Visit us today at Junior's Jewelry Gallery and Pawn Shop. Contact us on 645-8801.
You go, honey. I'll stay home. You not going to the game again?
Well, Mom, you asked us to investigate your husband. Turns out, he is cheating on you. Look what we caught here on surveillance. but with his Comfort Sleep mattress.
At Comfort Sleep, our mattresses are made to international standards in quality. That is why Comfort Sleep was awarded the International Star for Quality Mattresses in Geneva, Switzerland, September 2015. So make sure you get a Comfort Sleep mattress. Look for the label and don't be fooled by the rest.
We can have your tattoo removed today with a few simple steps using the safe and doctor-recommended laser treatment. Available now at the skincare clinic located upstairs at the Subs and Salads building on Sheriff Street. Our trained specialists can handle hair removal, vascular therapy, rejuvenation therapy, wrinkles removal, pigmentation therapy, and more. Feel and look good in your skin.
Get the widest range of party supplies such as birthday candles, tableware and helium balloons, Wilton cake supplies, toys and brands like Leapfrog, Fisher-Price, VTech, and Disney. For the gamers, get all the latest games and consoles such as PS2, PS3, PS4, PS Vita, Xbox One, Xbox 360, Wii U, Nintendo 2DS, and 3DS. Satisfy your guilty pleasures with candy and brands such as Godiva, Ghirardelli, Hershey's, Jolly Ranchers, and lots more. Get all these and more at Game Express, your source for the latest. 25 North Road, Laceytown, Georgetown. Telephone 227-8902.
Choosing the right appliance for your kitchen has never been easier. At Quartz, we have a wide range of small and large appliances from the world's best brands at the best prices, guaranteed. So you're sure to find something here that adds that special magic to your kitchen. For small and large kitchen appliances, Quartz, bringing value home.
HJ got the whole town
going all black.
Akilo got the whole town
going all black.
DJ Energy the whole town
going all black.
Golly Rasp with the whole town.
Let's go.
Yeah, it all goes down. The ultimate all the black event, the afternoon edition of the all new HJ in Waterworld
On the holiday, the 10th of November, starting time 2 p.m. You don't want to miss that.
When the sun goes down, the vibes rise. High Rollers Company brings to you Mike Cody Grass Track and Vehicle Sound Off on Sunday 8 November at the Mike Cody Community Center ground. Sound enforcement by Powertech and Gold Rock Songs. Come enjoy a day filled with fun and excitement.
Guyana's top grass track riders and the best vehicles
in one venue. Mike Cody Grass Track and Vehicle Sound Off. Sunday 8 November. Mike Cody Community Center ground. Powered by Mackenzie, Caribbean, Tilton Electronics, Rohan Auto Supplies, SNR Farming Supplies, and Ramstroop Service Station.
Thanks for staying with us. The administration is pleading with sugar workers and their trade unions to work with Gaisuco to avoid the collapse of the ailing sugar industry. Here is more. In a detailed statement issued by the Office of the Prime Minister, the government presented facts and figures to goad sugar workers into remaining on the job throughout the second crop in a bid to keep the industry alive. The statement outlined the gradual decline of the fortunes of the Guyana Sugar Corporation in the past 7 years, which was speeded up by a slump in production that plunged the corporation into serious debt. The government noted that during the tenure of the previous regime, Gaisuco did not merely fail to make a profit, but suffered losses at approximately $68 billion. The government is contending that it cannot be refuted that Gaisuco had lost its way during the Ramotar administration. The government says it is putting together a 10-year action plan to return the sugar industry to viability and that it would be ill-advised to commence wages negotiations with the unions before that plan is properly considered. The administration says it is disturbing that the sugar union GAWU, in particular, is pursuing the line of industrial action at a time when the sugar industry is showing signs of getting off its knees. It warned that industrial action has the real potential to cripple operations and eventually shut down the sugar industry. In a recent interview with Nightly News, Dr. Joey Jagan had also spanked GAWU and its leaders for trying to cripple the industry.
Look at the sugar industry today, falling apart, failing at every level, losing money every year, and they want to go on strike. They want to have a strike now, headed by Komil Chan, who's a die-hard communist, who been in the PDP all his life. He believed in communism and Marxism, Leninism, right? He wanted to be in government and still run a union. Now he wants to strike. For what, I don't know.
The government says it is looking at a variety of options to keep the sugar industry alive, despite the state of insolvency, which was earlier mentioned by sacked CEO of Gaisuco, Raj Singh. In light of the circumstances, the government is appealing for the understanding and full cooperation of all sugar workers at this critical juncture. Still with the government has once again committed itself to provide low-income homes for low-income earners. Minister of Communities Ronald Bulkan and Minister Keith Scott said teachers and nurses are to be given priority. Rodin James reports.
It is the view of the government that all or most public servants should have their own home. Minister within the Ministry of Communities, Keith Scott, said it is one of the areas the ministry is paying keen attention to. To this end, he said not just lands, but properties, that's house lots with houses, will be provided for low-income earners. He was at the time delivering remarks at an exit workshop associated with the Low-Income Settlements Program.
I'm pleased that this program was specific to low-income persons, as this name implies, since these are the usual areas and the usual persons that have the greatest needs.
Minister Scott further stated that a review of the housing development program indicates that it was designed with the special need of low-income earners in mind. He said the sector still has its challenges, with a lot of persons still unable to access resources to get their own homes.
The affordable cost is where we do have a debt of gratitude to give to the IDB and other agencies, because that is one of the biggest problems that we're still faced with, bringing houses to the level of cost factor that people can afford. We have not yet conquered that, but we are aiming there. Ultimately, we will get there.
Also delivering remarks was Minister of Communities Ronald Bulkan. Minister Bulkan said all the housing development programs implemented by the previous administration will not be given the go-ahead, but the ones which will be given the green light will boast the quality of a modern housing scheme.
Your government aims at providing accessible and affordable housing in sanitary and safe communities, with the necessities for wholesome and dignified living for citizens in need. We shall ensure that all state-sponsored housing developments are provided with recreational, educational, and sports facilities in addition to basic infrastructure.
That was the call President Granger made when he opened the 11th Parliament earlier this year. In addition, the minister said his government will be also providing decent homes for the most vulnerable. Royden James, HGP Nightly News.
Over at UG, the UGSS president has expressed his gratitude as government begins to fulfill its promises to students at the University of Guyana. But he wants more. Jessica Daw reports.
During the recent elections campaign season, President Granger, in an interactive forum with the students at the University of Guyana, told them that if he were in power, he would invest in the boosting of the Science and Technology faculty. At a recent press briefing, Minister of Governance Raffle Trotman made an announcement which proved that those words did mean something.
University of Guyana, I know that students have been asking for lab equipment, basic and advanced biology, chemistry and physics equipment. 299,000 pounds worth of equipment is being supplied. Science equipment, in breaking that down, science equipment, 161,000 US dollars, 772. Control engineering equipment, 119,000. Gas analysis equipment, 116,000. I believe the 299,000 figure I gave you was not in pounds, but in US dollars. Other equipment being purchased: analytical, chemical equipment, measure equipment, heat, and general equipment for the science departments of the University of Guyana.
Nightly News sought a comment from the president of the University of Guyana Student Society, Joshua Griffith, who expressed gratitude for this new development.
We welcome this investment. It's timely and we sincerely appreciate it. We just hope that we can see the fruits of this investment in the soonest future.
Improvement in the laboratories was not the only thing the government sought to do. The administration has also plans for the reconstitution of the university's loan agency.
Construction of a students' loans agency building at UG, $15,841,691, Simcon Engineering Company.
Those are just two of the many challenges that were raised by the students during their protests early in the year. The UGSS is now calling for a conversation with the government.
A sit down between the society and the government so that we can exchange our ideas for the university. If you're serious about developing the university, I fundamentally believe you need to speak to those who are in receipt of the services provided by the university. It's good to talk to the admin, it's good to talk to the staff, but unless you hear from the students, who are the largest members and stakeholders at the university, unless you hear their views, unless you can get a sense of what their struggles are and what their issues are and where they hope or what areas they hope can be improved, then and only then can we take the university forward.
For HGP Nightly News, I am Jessica Daw.
Thank you, Jessica. Your sportscast is ahead.
At Woodtech Lumberyard and Sawmill, we specialize in the cutting of tropical hardwoods, such as kabakali, shibidan, tatabu, greenheart, omara, and much more. We've got the professionals with the theoretical and technical skills to advise you on the best type of wood for your projects, such as ceiling, doors, walls, floors, fencing, etc. We can also do different designs of wood, like concave and channel boards. Lumber can also be cut based on your specifications and order. Visit us today at the Covenjon Oil Mill Road. Telephone 622-7339.
It's frustrating when you don't have the right tools to get the job done. At Gaffurs, we've got all the tools you need. For electricians, we've got screwdrivers, pliers, and drills. For mechanics, spanners, jacks, crescents, and power bars. For carpenters, we've got hammers, hand and electrical saws, levels, and measuring tapes. For welder fabricators, we've got welding plants, protective gear, and welding rods. For gardeners, you can get shovels, head shears, and rakes. For masons, trowels, spades, and construction boots. We've got some of the world's best brands like Stanley, Black & Decker, DeWalt, and Makita. So visit Gaffurs for a wide range of electrical and hand tools. Remember, for service, quality, and price, it's Gaffurs, the name you can trust.
Now, Digicel brings you 4 ways to benefit at the same time with the best value offers. Talk for 3 minutes to a Digicel number and get the next 15 minutes free. Get $500 free credit on your first top-up monthly. Get 30 megabytes of free data on your first 2 top-ups of $500 or more monthly. Send 3 texts and get the next 25 texts free. Get better value on Guyana's bigger network, Digicel.
Keep the change with LG Inverter Technology air conditioners. They cool faster and use less energy. LG's inverter technology, active energy control, optimizes functionality based on room capacity, traffic, and time of day. LG Inverter Technology ACs are sold, serviced, and installed by Car Care Enterprise and available from 9,000 to 36,000 BTU. Call us on 226-6998. Car Care Enterprise, 43 Hatfield Street, Georgetown.
Unwind, relax, and be pampered at the Unisex Beauty Zone. Some of the best stylists in the business. Haircuts, dyeing, and styling. a superb manicure job for the perfect hands, and for the ladies, a choice of fashionable acrylic nails, facials, and massages. Pedicures using the best foot therapy available. Hair treatment and wash. Visit us today at 12 and 13 Sobrianville, Georgetown, upstairs at Subs and Salads Building.
Yeah, Skipper.
Yo, I'm done.
I hope you bring the stag there, boy.
Yeah, man. No, boy, you can't do that. Every Stag Crown is a winner.
That's right. Demand your crown for the Instag Win promotion and win free Stag beer, Stag t-shirts, Stag mugs, Stag caps, and the new iPhone 6.
What? iPhone 6?
Plus, collect 24 drinks Stag to win crowns for a chance to win your cruise weight in Stag. Demand your crown and win. Stag, a man's beer. Please drink responsibly.
Let me tell you all about my life. Grab a seat, get strapped in tight. You may have heard about an earthquake ride, but these ones happen deep inside. Earthquakey people jump around. Nothing they can do is say to bring us down. I'll still keep on dancing. I'll still keep on dancing.
Sky Vodka. Sky's the
Naturally better Orchard.
Time for fun, bring out the sun. Nutritious, so delicious. Way less sugar, no artificial sweeteners. Orchard, natural choice. Orchard, with real fruit juice. Orchard, celebration in each pack.
Orchard 250 ml juice drinks now deliciously improved. Free of artificial sweeteners. More natural goodness with between 33 to 55% less added sugar. Orchard, a perfectly natural choice.
Nestle. Good food, good life.
Sometimes small is good. It helps us remember where great things start from. It reminds us that life is all about growing. And that's why it's time. It's time for the little guy to step forward on the big stage. Time to show this country what we've got. Time to show them that
Shizzle with the whole town. We going all black. Diamond got the whole town. Going all black. Selector Carl got the whole town. Going all black. Lilla got the whole town. Let's go. Yeah, it all goes down. The ultimate all the black event. The afternoon edition of the all new HJ Waterworld on the holiday, the 10th of November. Starting time 2 p.m. You don't want to miss that. When the sun goes down, the vibes rise. On Saturday, November 7, 2015, the village of Crate comes alive as Promoter Brown presents Great Fair of the Year at Chutney Explosion featuring Bunty Singh.
I drink it whole day in the bar, cause I'm feeling like I am a big superstar. I drink it Stag beer and Magnum, so come on down and we have some fun. November 7th, Green Ground visit.
Gates open for 14 hours. Music by Guyana's #1 sound, Slingers Family, barbecue and sing. Everybody free. Come early, stay late. Great Fair of the Year at Chutney Explosion. November 7th, Green Ground. Powered by Stag, a man's beer.
I'm Calvin Chapman with the HGP Sportscast. The inaugural Stag Beer Inter-Village 7-a-side East Bank Football Tournament was launched on Friday, November 6 at Ansa McCall. President of the East Bank Football Association, Franklin Wilson, mentioned one of the main purposes of this competition.
To get senior football back up and running on the East Bank, because you know we've not been active for a few months, and this was as a result of giving the Federation space to organize and bring off the Stag Elite League, which is also sponsored by Ansa McCall. But that league is up and running and it's going pretty well, as you know. So we are about to get our senior players back in the groove.
The 14-team tournament is set to begin in January 2016. Ansa McCall's PRO Dashni Yusuf stated that the 4-year partnership with the East Bank FA has been worthwhile, and she congratulated the current president for his hard work.
We've been partnering with the East Bank Association for the past 3-4 years, frankly, and it's been growing from strength to strength. We've actually seen it grow, and it's it's not only the fact that the league is getting bigger, but the association and the way it's run, that's something that we look at. If we know.
The Guyana Jaguars begun their 4-day title defense against Windward Islands Volcanoes. Gudikish Moti received his baggy green after being selected for his first senior match.
Hold your own out there and prove yourself. To the team, Jano was captain, the coaches, you work hard to get here today. So for the next 5 months, make us all proud. Thank you.
Honorary Secretary of the GCB, Anand Sanasi, spoke at the baggy presentation. Guyana won the toss and chose to bat on the opening sunny day at Providence. The team will be looking to make a heavy total, with batting stretching to number 9 with Stephen Jacobs in the team.
We've been finishing in the top 3 for the past couple of years now, so we're just looking to go one step further.
Ian Allen, coach of the Windward Islands Volcanoes. He also spoke about the contrasting preparation of the teams.
We had a 6-week preparation, just a few setbacks with the weather and stuff. But I think I'm satisfied with the work the players have put in terms of working on the skill level and physical fitness. I think the guy would have incorporated that with the rest period, which is important, so that we can come fresh start in the first game. Coming up against Guyana, obviously playing at home, every match is a challenge, but we're trying to live for a game in every game and take one game at a time.
The score just after lunch yesterday was 206 for 3. Shivnarain Chandrapal on 13 and Rajendra Chandrika 9-1 are the batsmen at the crease. Earlier, Vishal Singh, the vice-captain, made 48 and the captain Leon Johnson scored 29. Sean Embrock now with the HGP Weekend Sports Update.
This is your HGP Weekend Sports Update. First up, big in athletics is the Athletics Association of Guyana in conjunction with GTT and the Government of Guyana sponsored South American 10K. The annual event will feature several Caribbean and South American athletes alongside our local king and queen over 10Ks, Cleveland Ford and Yulin Josiah Tanner. Also in contention is Elika Morgan and junior sensation Andrea Foster. The starters' gun will be fired off at 3 p.m. Sunday, November 8th on Carifesta Avenue in front of GTT Earth Station. We turn to football now. For the weekend, there are 3 sets of football action happening. On Friday night at the GDF ground, the Stag Elite League continues at 6 p.m. The doubleheader will see Pile FC taking on Sliggers FC in Game 1 and Futa Conquerors FC will play GDF in Game 2. Pile FC leads the points, standing on 24 points, Alpha United 22, Sliggers FC 21, Futa Conquerors 15, GDF 14, Boxing United 9, GFC 8 and Manedalas 7. Over at the Tourist Park ground on Saturday, November 7, action in the courts Pee-wee Under 11 continues with the semi-finals. Winford Gardens, F.E. Pollard, St. Ambrose, Commonwealth Primary, North Georgetown, St. Stephen's, St. Agnes and Smith Memorial Primaries will compete for places 9 to 16. Those games will commence at 10 a.m. while St. Margaret's, Tugville, Stella Maris and South Rumvelt will play off for places 5th to 8th. Commencing at 1 p.m. in the first semi-final, West Rumvelt Primary will take on the strong St. Angela's and Enterprise Primary will face St. Pius Primary in the second semi-final. The last match of the day. The 2 semi-finals will decide the finalists for next Saturday, November 14 at the Tourist Park venue. The Petro organization along with sponsors GTT will commence their 8-team club knockout tournament on Saturday, November 7 at the number 5 ground West Coast Berbice with a doubleheader. At 6 p.m., New Amsterdam United will open their account against Mile Rock of Linden. And the feature matchup Winners Connection, another Linden team, will take on the second Berbice team in the tournament, Rosignol United. That match is scheduled to kick off at 8 p.m. Finally, still on the west coast of Berbice, turf fights and horse racing fans can expect some fun at the Bushlot United Turf Club. Over $7 million in cash and trophies will be up for grabs. Races will feature 4-year-old West Indies bred horses. EI and Lower horses battling in their respective races for top prizes of $600,000. The horse race meet is dubbed Warmed Up to the Guyana Cup rematch. An after party is also part of the fun. And that's your HGP Sports Weekend Roundup.
And that's sports for now. Take a look at the weather forecast.
DEA office for full opening next January. Guyana and the United States signed CBSI agreement. Woman being cheated out of her home. Housing Ministry refuses to help, says distraught woman. Investigate CID Ivlery. They must know who killed Courtney Kwame Wing. Grey Boy speaks. Father questions son's death, dissatisfied with police action. And government appeals to sugar workers. Keep factories grinding or face possible closure. Those were our major headlines. For these stories and more, please go to our website. It's www.hgptv.com. I'm Travis Chase. Thanks for watching. It's been a great week. Handel Duncan comes up with the Weekend Review Saturday and Sunday, and I'll see you right back here on Monday. Goodbye.